Okay, good morning once again. So, I just be on mute if you are not talking. So, just yesterday we tried to understand what is the difference between quotation and contract. So, I could see only one or two people have shared their thoughts. But what happened to others? Were they able to find out the difference? Guys, just be on mute if you are not speaking. Okay, okay. I'll just okay. Now, any other thoughts? Difference between quotation and contract? Okay, I'll explain this. So, while discussing document controls, okay, I think I have started. Yes, while discussing document controls, we have discussed many fields, but we didn't discuss one field. Okay, now that reason just we wanted to discuss when the context comes. If you go to quotation, or for that matter, any document order type, just I'm in Vivo V8. If you see something called probability, what is this? We have not discussed. So for quotation, it is 70. For inquiry, it is 30. Whereas for order, it is 100, and it is grayed out. Understand? It is grayed out with 100. And if you look at even your contract, even if your contract is 100%. See, this is one of the parameter that you can use in your forecasting. What does this probability means? Probability 100% means whatever that is, like if it is order or quotation, whatever that is placed order for using these two documents, that means I am 100% I am going to get this particular transaction, and customer is going to buy. So based on this, I can actually do my forecasting. Forecasting means in the subsequent months how much I have to how much I have to produce, what is the quantity that I need to be delivered, so on and so forth. So that is the main difference. So just if you have created a contract for 12 months, okay, you may not be knowing the exact delivery dates in specific contracts, but you would know, okay, suppose you have some 10 contracts and you would know in next 12 months, okay, I need 1000 tons of this material. So based on this forecasting, okay, because it is 100% probability, you can actually do forecast. So in the same way, if quotation is 70%, okay, in quotation we have maintained probability as 70%. So that means I have given quotation for say 100 tons. So and if I want to forecast based on my quotations, I would only take 70% of whatever the quotation quantities are there, because the conversion ratio, this getting into a sales transaction, is only 70%. So just I will take only 70% of whatever the quotation value is there. So that is the first and logical understanding or logical difference between quotation and contract. Okay, another one, if you are giving a quotation, that means in layman words, okay, so just you have given a quotation, okay, for 1000 tons for next 1 year, and you said you will charge 10 euros per ton. So this is applicable only when the customer comes to you with this quotation. Customer may come or customer may not come, okay, but if he comes, you are bounded by these agreed terms, okay, but the customer can come or customer cannot come, because even we have seen that we have the probability of turning out this customer is only 70%. But when you enter into a contract, that means you are very sure that this customer would come and buy, okay, and we have 100% probability, and based on this you can do forecast, and whenever the time comes you will go with these timelines. Okay, so the binding nature of this agreement with the customer is more when it comes to the quantity contract or when it comes to the contract, but whereas a quotation, the binding nature is not that high. Clear? Okay, now let us,
Yes.
okay, wonderful. So far we have seen item categories AFN, which is the, what is the item category AFN would be used for which document type?
Inquiry.
Inquiry. This is quotation. This is standard order. What is the item category? What are the item categories for credit and debit memo respectively?
G2 and L2.
G2N.
Yes, G2N L2N. What is the item category in third party?
Mm. Tab.
TAS.
TA.
TAS.
Yeah.
TAS.
TAS.
Okay. Individual purchase order, TAB.
TAB.
And what is the item category for contracts, quantity contracts? Yesterday,
WKN.
KMN. This is the item category for quantity contracts. Okay, the determination rule for quantity contract is just like QE, QC plus norm, and the remaining are blank. So this is how it gets determined. Now let us go to the quantity contract item category and let us see the remaining controls that we have. So we were actually discussing completion rule. I am repeating again, just we are spending almost like 2 hours only on a single field because that is the importance that we have. So in quantity contract we have a completion rule, C is maintained. What is C? C is nothing but the document is only treated as complete. Okay, the document is only treated as complete when the target quantity is fully referenced. So is it going to give me a warning message or error message?
Warning message.
Okay, this is just
Only
a
this
one.
information message.
Yes, only information message. Okay, and what is the order that we create with reference to contract is called?
Release order.
Released order.
Wonderful. Release. It's a release order. Okay, it's just a name just to understand, but it's still created with order type OR. Now, yesterday we have seen a quantity contract. Today, just we are going to see what do you mean by value contract. Okay, what do you mean by this is what we have seen yesterday, and we try to understand item category from the completion perspective. Now, we will understand value contract. We have two types. Okay, pay attention, guys. One is value contract general and another one is value contract material specific. What do you mean by this? Just go by the name. General means, okay, these contracts are based on value. In earlier case it is based on quantity, but the value contract is based on value. What do you mean by value? Okay, if the agreement is valid, okay, a value contract, it is based on the value of amount that you wanted to get it from the customer. In other words, till the moment you purchase 10,000 euros, till that time I will give on this material, okay, at 10 euros per ton. Okay, it is based on the value. So now let us go and see value contract general, how it works, and we will see what is value contract material specific. Then one by one we will see the other parameters. Once this is done, then we will go to the completion rule. Okay, so now let us go and create value contract general. So understand the document type for quantity contract is QC, and for value contract we have two types. One is WK1 and another one is WK2. Let us see one by one, and while creating, just we will understand, we will also observe the item category WK1, how it comes. So this is a determination rule, how the item category gets determined in both the cases. Now let us go and create value contract. What is the transaction for creating contracts?
BA41. BA41.
Why so slow?
41.
Okay, so just this time I'll go with WK1. Okay, D00, D0 and D0. Before that, let us see what are the values that are there. Okay, what are the controls I have in value contract WK1, and we will see what is the difference between the normal contract and value contract, or quantity contract and value contract. So just this is QC, this is quantity contract, and I'll open value contract WK1. The controls for WK1 and WK2 both are same. Okay, so let us see even that also when we proceed further. Okay, I will open the document type that is there for value contract general. So if you compare side by side, okay, if you compare side by side, both are contracts. That is the reason you have document category Z. Okay, why this probability is 0?
Based on material.
Okay, because you will understand the probability why this is 0 as we progress. I will explain that. Okay, what is this application?
It's order confirmation. How
It is the outcome. It
customer
is the It is the outcome of value contract or a quality contract.
What do you mean by outcome?
Mm,
We have
print out.
that is called output. Okay, be specific with your terminologies. You are right, but appropriate terminologies you need to use. Output. Okay, what is the application for billing? Whenever you wanted to configure output types for billing, what application you should be using? This we have discussed. Okay, so whenever you are configuring outputs for delivery, you have to use application v2. Whenever you are using outputs for billing, you have to use application v3. Okay, so just we have only seen this. Okay, now just let us go further. Like the screen sequence group is different because I wanted to have different screens. Okay, in your value contract, if you have observed, in quantity contract we have seen something called target quantity. Okay, that is a field that gets appear when you create a contract, a quantity contract. And value contract, we will see what field appears when we create. Okay, now just I'll go a bit down. Any difference?
Yeah.
Document.
Incomplete processor
Okay,
and
this is
document
yes,
pricing.
this is the most important. Okay, now what is the purpose of this particular field? Where do we use?
For
To
pricing determination.
determine
Pricing procedure
OV.
determination.
Can over.
Okay, now what is the determination rule for pricing?
Management
Sales
pricing procedure
area.
plus customers pricing procedure plus sales area.
Okay, so you have your document pricing procedure. Customer pricing procedure we have maintained one for all the customers, and my sales area DE00, D0, D0. For this we have assigned standard procedure, that is RVAA01. Okay, this is the standard pricing procedure what we have triggered for each sales transaction. Now we will see what is the importance of why, because I wanted to have a different pricing procedure for value contract. Okay, why we wanted to have a different procedure, we will see now. Okay, now anything other than this, just if you scroll down, you don't have your shipping and billing here, as well you don't have your shipping and billing here. Okay, this requested delivery dates, if it is required you can maintain. Okay, these pricing dates, otherwise it is not a factor to differentiate. But the important thing is, just if you go down, okay, I will explain. There is one more field, I will explain that. Okay, so there is no billing and there is no shipping, and we have my pricing procedure indicator for value contract, general. Understand this word general, it is Y. Okay, we will see what is Y and all. Now just I'll create a value contract general WK1. Observe this carefully. So what here we are trying to do, just I wanted to tell the customer, okay, up to this much value you have these agreed terms and conditions. Okay, so that is the meaning. So it is based on the value of the transaction, not on the quantity. Now just I'll go inside. I'll go inside. I'll take the same sold to party. Here if you see, you don't see any material. Okay, here you don't see any material. If you remember, okay, I will show you what are the fields that you see in quantity contract VA41. Okay, QC quantity contract. If you see here, the fields what you see in quantity contracts are different, and the fields what you see in value contract are different. Okay, see here you would see target quantity. Why? Because this is a contract that I wanted to create based on the quantity. Okay, based on the quantity, so that is the reason just we were giving quantity here. And this is a contract based on the value, so that is the reason just I have a field exclusively meant for maintaining the value of this particular contract. So now let us go and see how this works. And where is this? What is the field that controls these two? What is the parameter that tells in quantity contract you should have this particular target
Item.
quantity?
Item category.
Listen the question carefully. Okay, where is the control?
Sales sequence group. Sequence group.
Yes,
In order level.
at order level, at order level,
Sequence group. Saying
yeah,
screen sequence.
I have this particular field. Just so this particular group parameter will differentiate. Okay, for value contract I should get target value, whereas for quantity contract I should get target quantity. Okay, now let us take a normal material. I am okay, here just I am entering the value 10,000. I have just maintained 10,000. We will see what is this assortment module. We will come back. Okay, now just I'll press enter, and here I have to give some dummy material, any material. Okay, so guys, observe carefully. Here I am maintaining a material LGFERT 0001. I am maintaining this material. Just be with me. I press enter. Okay, and the value of this particular contract is 10,000 euros. Now before proceeding further, I wanted to know how many materials I have created so far for my sales organization. So what is the table I should be going? I want to get the list.
MVK.
Yes, MVKE is the table. Okay, where I can get the list of materials that I have created from sales perspective. Okay, these many materials I have created so far. Okay, these many materials I have created so far. In that I have used this material as the dummy material. So what does it mean? So value contract 10,000 means it is not only specific to this material, but even if the customer places order for this or this, system will consider the value of that material. Okay, just this is only for the sake of creating contract. You create a dummy material. Okay, we will see this. Okay, so even you can order this, or you can order this, or you can order this, you can order this. Now you understood why it is called general. It is not any material specific. Okay, whatever material is placed in the contract, system will consider the value of that particular material. System will consider the value of that particular material. General means for all the materials, but to save a contract you will give one dummy material. Okay, you will understand it as we progress. And this is euro, and if you see here there is a field called value released. We will see when this field will be updated. Okay, as we progress. And when you double click, what is the item category? It is WKN. Okay, item category is WKN. Item category is WKN. Just what I'm doing, I'm just saving it. So far what we have done, we went to VA41 transaction. We have given contract type as WK1, and we have maintained the value of the contract is 10,000 euros, and system will prompt you to maintain some material name. A dummy material should be good enough. Here I have maintained LGFERT 0001. It need not necessary that this value should pertain to this material. Okay, it is not like that. This is a dummy material just to save the contract. What is the contract number? 219, ending with 219. Now let us go and create the order referring this contract. Okay, VA01 OR, create with reference, go to the contract. So this is 219. Here if I have multiple line items, I can select this copy or item selection. Now just I'll click on copy. I'll click on copy. So just if you remember, just understand, I have some 14 materials. Okay, just at a layman's understanding. So this 10,000 euros can be because of buying of any of these 14 materials. So it is not specific to any material. It is not specific to any material. So just let me copy it. Okay, so you will get a screen here. Then let us assume let us assume out of these materials, okay, yesterday I have created some materials based on yesterday's date. Okay, 29 V1. 29 May V2, 29 May V3. So while creating contract, I have given this material as dummy material. Okay, but now I wanted to create contract for these three materials. Okay, now what you can do is observe carefully. Observe carefully. Now here there is an option. Okay, here there is an option called enter material number. Okay, for which you wanted to create this order that is referring to value contract general. Okay, go through this recording, you will understand. Now enter the material. So I will say this time I wanted to buy this material. Here you will enter the quantity. Okay, this time I wanted to buy this material 1 ton and maybe this material another 1 ton. Okay, press enter. Out of those 14 materials, you can select any material. Okay, once the quantities and the material is entered, come back, and here you have an option called copy. That means you wanted to copy whatever materials that you have entered here. Just click on copy, then your order. Okay, then your order will be created with those two materials. Okay, so when I create a contract, I can select any of the 14 materials. Understand that when I select this contract, when I create this contract, I can select any of the 14 materials that are available with me. I don't put any restriction. Okay, I didn't put any restriction. Now let us go and maintain the values. So maybe for this I will maintain value of 1000 euros. Line item is 1000 euros, and in the same way for line item 2 I will maintain 2000. So what is the total value of order I have created referring my contract? What is the total value? What is the total value? The total value of this order is 3000. Now let me save this. Okay, now I have created one order. Okay, referring my contract. So just I'll keep this open. What is my contract? What was my contract number? /n VA43. Okay, so this is a contract number. Just if you go inside, see, you can see the value released. So where are you getting this from? So out of 10,000 euros, the agreement I have, the customer has already placed order which is worth 40,000, 3,000. In this I have placed order for material ending with V1 and V2. So I can select any material that I wanted to order. So I don't have any restriction. So out of 14 materials, I can create order with any material that is available. Clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now let us imagine you have an agreement with the customer. Okay, out of the 14 elements, you wanted to restrict whenever the customer places order. Whenever the customer places order only for these three materials, then only the contract should get executed. Even though I have 14 materials, I wanted the value contract to be specific to these three materials. How would you do? Everyone understood what is the requirement? So if you have a value contract, usually if you don't specify any materials, out of these 14 materials, whatever material you place order, system will consider that as the value that is used for this value contract. But I want to restrict, whenever a value contract is created, I wanted to restrict whenever only these three materials are placed, then only the value contract should consider the value of that particular item from the sales order. So you wanted to group these three materials. Okay, you wanted to group these three materials and you wanted to use for this particular contract, particular value contract. So grouping of these three materials is called this assortment module. Okay, so assortment module we will see now. Okay, now I will group these three materials into a group. That group is called assortment module. Okay, that group is called assortment module. Let us see where we can create. Okay, SAP we have two options. One is easy access, another one is your SPRO customization. So what is who will use this particular transactions here? Consultants or end
user.
End users. So the end users will come here. They will go to logistics. They will go to this is all about master data. Okay, this is all about master data and the transaction data. Okay, that means end users can create transactions like order, delivery, invoice, in this particular path, or they can create master data. So now I wanted to create a group. Okay, that group is given a name called assortment module. So where I will fix the list of materials I wanted to use in my value contract. So that is what we are trying to do. So go to sales and logistics, sales and distribution, sales, here contracts. Okay, just a minute, sorry, master data, products, here value contract. You can see the name by description. Now you wanted to create an assortment module for a value contract. Assortment module is nothing but these are the group of materials you wanted to restrict for that particular contract. Okay, these are the material you wanted to restrict for that particular contract. Now just I will go and create. See, this is the transaction. WSV2 is the transaction for creating assortment module. So just give any name. I'll give today's date and just I'll give some name, LG 30th May, and I'll say this is I wanted to create assortment module. Okay, execute. So just this is the name, and just you can give the description. Now here you will tell what are the materials you wanted to use in this group. Okay, first assortment module is nothing but it is a group of materials which you wanted to confine whenever you are creating a value contract. So in this group I will maintain only these three materials. Okay, see, only these three materials. Okay, or maybe just I will use only these two materials. Okay, these three materials. Okay, just I will press. Okay, I'll just copy. I'll select. I'll say this is valid from end of the year. Even your assortment module, just you wanted to use till end of December. Okay, so just I'll copy. Here I am not maintaining any quantities. What am I telling here? Okay, these are the materials that I wanted to use in a group. Okay. Okay, maybe just let me. Okay, so this is what you create. This is what you create in an assortment module. What is this assortment module name? Some LG 30 May AM. So now I am saving it. Now this time I'll again create a value contract. What is a VA41? Observe this carefully. Okay, WK1. This one I say 10,000, but this time this 10,000 only should come from this assortment module. All the group of materials that are maintained. What are the materials that I have maintained? V1, V2 and V3. Only then this value will be treated. Okay, this value will be considered. Okay, let us see this. Now I will save. Just here just I am giving a dummy material which is out of my assortment module. Understand? This is that we need one dummy material to save a contract. But assortment module will tell you the list of materials what you can use. Okay, or what you can refer while creating the sales order. Let us understand this. Okay, I will save. Just when you see the result you will understand. The value contract is 220. Now I will refer this contract for creating an order. VS01 OR. I'll go to contract. Okay, this is 220. Okay, I'll say copy. Okay, now I will say expand assortment module. In previous case what we have done, we have entered this enter material number because we don't have any specific materials that are intended to be used. But here I have created an assortment module. Then just click on expand assortment module, or maybe just I will just click on enter material. Let us see here by default it has updated assortment module. In this assortment module, okay, what are the materials I have? I have these three materials I have created. I would say these three materials, and I will try to take this material also which is not there in assortment module. Let us see. First I will enter the quantities. we have already saved it, right? Did I save the assortment module? Just give me a second. Create value contract module. Oh, we have created EAM, already exists. So just I'll go to contract. See, every day before understand this, just to tell the kind of efforts I put every day before the session. Okay, I'll make sure whatever I'm going to discuss in the class, I will actually check it once. So it is not that I get up only at 7 o'clock and start my class at 7:45. Okay, I get up early. I'll make sure whatever I'm going to discuss on that particular day, first I will check it in the system, because sometimes you would get errors. Okay, just I don't want V to stop. Okay, I don't want V to stop because of any of the errors. Okay, I'll say this. I'll save. Now let me create VA01 contract. This is the number. Okay, I'll just select. Just let me show you. I have already checked this. Just allow me a second. Okay, just a minute. Copy. This time it should come. It's very surprising that I didn't see it. Just allow me a second, guys. There is some issue with the dates in my system. Okay, I'll save. This is what I have created. Just let me create a new contract. Sorry for this. WK1. I'll take this customer. I'll say 10,000. I'll give assortment module V1. This is the dummy material what I'm giving. I'll save. What is my contract number? 221. Let us create an order using that contract. VA01. Create with reference contract 221. Okay, this is the contract number I wanted to use. I'll say copy. I'll enter material. Let us see this time how it responds. Yes, see now understand. Sorry for the disturbance in between. So what we have done, we have created a module. So this is nothing but a group of material where I have maintained V1, V2, V3, these three materials in the group. Now I can select V2. I'll maintain one quantity. I'll select V3. I'll maintain one quantity. Sorry, by mistake I have pressed F1. Okay, now let us try and enter some material which is not there. This is we have maintained as a dummy material. So now let us select this material and let us see how system would respond. System will not allow. System will not allow you to maintain this material. So what does it mean? You can only create this order referring to WK1 for a specific group of materials. So where do you maintain this group of material? You maintain in concept called assortment module. So in assortment module, just you will maintain the list of materials you wanted to use for creating an order referring a value contract. Now just I'll come back, just click on copy, see here. So you have created. Okay, now just I'll maintain for everything 1000. so that it would be easy for us. So I'm maintaining my selling price as 1000. See here you can see 1000 euros. The same way, just I'll go to line item 20 by clicking on this next item. I'll maintain this also 1000. I'll just quick PR00. I'll maintain this also 1000. I'll come back. Now I'll enter a material which is not there in assortment module. Will it allow? Here.
No.
Here at this level, let us see. Just I'll enter 1 ton. It will allow here, but not. Why these are grayed out? But this is editable because these are the materials which are there in my group. Now I will see. Observe carefully. For this item I have maintained 1000. For this item I have maintained 1000. For this item I have maintained 1000. And the material which is not there in the assortment module I have maintained 2000. Okay. Now I will save the order. I'll save the order. Now I'll go to my contract. Why it is only 3000 whereas my order is 5000? Understood what we are trying to what we try to observe here. So my order is 5000. Listen carefully. This order is created reference to this. Okay, this order is 5000, but why only value 3000 updated here? Because in this value contract I have created an assortment module, and in that assortment module I have maintained only 3. That means only these three material values will be considered, okay, in your value contract. So this much you have already used. So this much value you have already used out of 10,000. But even if you create an order with a different material which is outside of assortment module, that particular item value will not be considered. Is that clear?
So the discount value also not applicable for this product, sir.
Sorry?
For that LGFERT 001. If that group material has the some discount in that contract.
No, the pricing would not come from that.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is what we call it as value contract material specific. So value contract material specific, you can do it in two ways. One, the VA31, WK1, VA41, VA41, WK1. Either you just maintain a default material, or you can maintain group of materials. When you maintain a default materials, you can use any of the 14 materials that are available with you. So it is not specific to any materials. It is not specific to any materials. All the materials you have, you can create value contract. But if you maintain assortment module, which is nothing but the group of materials which you wanted to be very much specifically used for this contract, then system only consider those materials when you create a release order. Is the concept clear? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now let me go to the contract once again. This is what we have created. Okay, this is what we have created. I'll go inside. What is the item category? WKN. So how this item category gets determined? Just we have already discussed here. Okay, WK1 plus norm equal to item category WKN. Now let us go and see what are the controls that I have in WKN. Transaction for item categories, configuration
V7.
V7. So I'll see WKN. Okay, so this is item category which I wanted to use specifically. If you observe here, for KMN it was C. For KMN it was C. Why it is C? Because there I was actually checking the value, item completed, checking the target quantity. So for KMN, this is quantity contract where I will check the quantity. But here the value contract, it is E, because here I am checking the value. Okay, once you finish the value, then only system should treat that particular document as complete. Now we have already used, okay, listen carefully, we have already used 3000. Now next time I will create another order referring the same contract for 7000. Will it allow or not? That is what we are going to check. Okay, everyone understood what we are trying to do now? We have already created contract, orders worth 3000. referring this contract is agreed for a value of 10,000. Now I'll create another order for 7,000 and let us see how system would respond. Okay, or 8,000 VA01. Oh, sorry. Now create with reference to contract 221, copy. Okay, I think it's somewhere open, so just I'll come out. Now I'll just copy, I'll remove. Okay, assortment module by default system will take, the moment you click on assortment module, it will only take those materials. Come back, copy. This time I'll make the value. Okay, what is the pending value that I can do? 7,000. So this time I will try to cross 7,000. I'll make this as 3,000. This also 3,000. And the line item 3. So the total order value I am just trying to increase or go beyond the 7,000 allowed limit. So now I'll try to save. See, what is the message that I am getting? What it says, you are exceeding the contract value by 2,000, and the most important, it cannot be saved. So in quantity contract you can exceed the quantity, but you only get the warning message. Okay, but yesterday we have seen this. But in value contract, if the value exceeds, okay, you are getting an error that this is an error because you cannot save it. You cannot save it. Every time just you try to save, you will get this message. Now where is the control? Where is the control that restrict if the value of the contract exceeds? Okay, it should not be saved. Okay, now that we will see. So what is the item category of quantity contract? VO, okay, value contract, sorry, VO V7. I'll go to VO V7 WKN. This is the item category. Go inside. Okay, for this we have already seen what is the meaning of E. Okay, it will check whether the value is exceeded or not. And if you scroll down, there is a special section which is exclusively meant for value contract, and here you have an option called contract release control. So here you can define if the value exceeds, okay, if the value exceeds, whether you wanted to give a warning message or error message. So why we are getting error? Because we have selected B. Okay, B means error. Error means you cannot save. Okay, error means you cannot save. So because of, since it is selected B here, that is the reason we were getting an error message. Now let us change this control to A. So I am telling just my release control should give only a warning. I will save this. Where do I have this control? I have this control in WKN item category. Okay, so but this section is very much specific. Okay, very much specific to your value contract. I will come to this field, okay, later, just in some time. Okay, now I have changed it from error to warning. Now let me create the same order again, referring to the contract. VA01 order contract. This time also I'll create for 9,000. Let us see how system would respond. Now this time, since assortment module is maintained, when you click on it, system will default all the materials that are there in assortment module. It is not mandatory that you should use all the materials. Maybe just you can go with only one material. Okay, I'll go only with one material. You can either use all the material or any of the material in assortment module, but the concept here is it will allow only to create order with only these materials. Now I'll come back. I'll just copy. This time I'll make it 9,000 for the single line item, the same 9,000. In previous case just we tried. Now just I'm exceeding the value. Okay, the allowed value is 7,000, but I'm creating an order for 9,000. Now just I'm save. So here you get a different screen. What it says? It is exceeding by 2,000. Do you wish to save? So what does it mean? This is just a warning. Okay, in previous case it was error. So just I'll save it. System will allow. So if the value exceeds, okay, this is a concept. Okay, if the value exceeds, whether do we want the system to allow it to save or not? is actually controlled here. Okay, contract release control indicator. If it is A, that means it will only give warning message. If it is B, it will give error message. Okay, it will give error message. The next thing, just go by the description. It is easy, but understand this is warning, this is error. Okay, now just I am saving it. Now just I'll go to my contract, whatever I have created. Guys, go through these recordings at least 2 or 3 times, especially when you are listening these concepts for the first time. Now just I'll go to contract. See, my release value is 12,000. Why? Because using this contract, first time I have created orders worth 3,000, second time I have created orders worth 9,000, but system has allowed because of this control. I have actually changed this relevancy or changed this message from error to warning. So that is the reason system is allowing me to create contracts beyond the value, create the orders beyond the contractual value. Now if you remember, while creating this value contract, we had to give a dummy material. If you remember, just we had to give a dummy material. Just I'll show you that. Okay, we have given a dummy material here. Just I'll scroll a bit. Okay, this is in contract. See, here I had to give some dummy material. Every time I am maintaining this dummy material. But if you want to default this dummy material every time when you create a value contract general, you can take the dummy material and you can update here. Okay, this is the dummy material which you wanted to use every time whenever you create a value contract. Now let us see. Okay, I have updated the dummy material. Now I'll create a new value contract, VA 41 WK1. This I'll say 10,000 and I'll press enter. Why this got updated automatically? Because we have defaulted which dummy material you should be picking. Which dummy material you should be picking. Clear? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have seen what is assortment material module. We have seen when this value release will be updated, and we have seen how to default this dummy material. Now when you double click on this line item, did you see anything different? How my order is structured? Header data, item data, and schedule lines data. Do you have tab here? That schedule lines tab. Did you see schedule lines tab?
Now there is no contract.
Yes. So this is no schedule lines. So why there is no schedule lines? Okay, we will see as we progress. Okay.
We are not delivering the material to the direct
because
from contract to order.
From contract we are referring it to order from value contract. Okay, from value contract, in this case WKN. So from value contract we are referring it to order, and from order I am creating the delivery. So that is the reason from value contract I don't want to create a delivery directly. So that is the reason you don't have the schedule line indicator. So we will see where is the control for that as we progress. Okay, the reason why we have come here. So this particular condition tab will have information related to pricing. Just I'll go here. What is the standard pricing procedure we have assigned so far, and what was the transaction where we do pricing procedure determination?
Standard is PR00 and determination rule is OVKK.
Okay, OVKK is the determination rule, and I asked procedure. Okay, the standard procedure is RVAA01. If you remember this, we have assigned it to my sales area, my document pricing procedure A, and my customer pricing procedure 1. We have assigned this procedure. Okay, so that is the reason whenever you create order you would get this procedure. Okay, and OVKK, just I will show you this. I will go to OVKK and just click on position D00, D0, D0, document pricing process. Okay, this is very case sensitive, please be careful. A, and 1. So for this combination we have already maintained RBWA01. In the same way we had to maintain this procedure also. Since I have maintained this, I was not getting an error. So what we are doing, we are maintaining my sales area. And what was the document pricing procedure indicator that I have in WK1? Y. And my customer pricing procedure indicator is 1. For that I wanted a different procedure for value contract. Okay, this is the procedure I wanted system to trigger. Okay, this is the procedure I wanted to trigger. Just how to verify that? Go to this particular contract, whatever you have seen, whatever you have created. There is something called analysis. Just click on analysis. Here you can see the procedure that got triggered. Why this procedure has come? Because you have maintained this combination. Is this clear how pricing procedure gets determined for value contract? Clear? Okay. What is the procedure for quantity contract? In value contract we have seen this procedure got triggered. We just have seen here. Okay. WK0001 has triggered. Okay. That we understood why this has come. Now what was the procedure in quantity contract? What is the determination rule? Okay. This is my sales area. Where do you maintain document pricing procedure indicator? In Vivo V8. Let us go and see what is the document pricing procedure indicator that is maintained for the document QC. Okay, let me go to Vivo V8 /n Vivo V8. This is the reason I told you every time we are going to refer the controls. That is the reason I reminded you many times. Okay, here what is the indicator maintained? A. So whenever I create my quantity contract, it works like this. So system will check what is the procedure maintained for this. Okay, what is the procedure? For this combination, we have maintained the standard procedure. So for quantity contract, you would get this procedure, and for value contract, you would get this procedure. Is everyone clear about the difference? Why I have two different procedures? What is that is different between these two?
Yes.
Yeah, the document procedure indicator here is A, and the document procedure indicator here it is Y. Can I proceed? Okay.
Yes, if you maintain document pricing procedure A in the value contract also, then we need to use same, no?
Same. It depends. If you want this pricing procedure, you wanted to differentiate. That is the reason you have maintained different pricing procedure indicator in WK1.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We will.
What is the difference between the?
We will see
RPA
in detail about this PRD. What is this? What is the difference when we talk in pricing? But at this point, understand what is the pricing procedure determination, and understand what is the document pricing procedure indicator you have in QC and WK1, and what impact it makes when it comes to determining procedure. Only up to this point you understand now. When we get into pricing, we will see what is the difference between these two. Clear?
Yes, so the WK is the pricing procedure WK001 and WK00 condition type of a copy of the standard, or
No, these are standard. I have not discussed what is this. Okay, you will see it later. Okay, we will see it in pricing. So till that time, so that is the reason I'm repeating again. Just focus on what we are discussing right now. If we want to discuss again, we have to get into the pricing, which may be not comfortable for you at this point of time to comprehend. We will definitely discuss and understand. Pricing is the one topic where we are going to spend almost like half a month. So we are not going to leave anything. We will discuss everything in detail. Okay. Now we have seen what is WK1. Okay. General. What is value contract material specific? Just I'll go to WK2. Here also the item category is same, and we will first see what are the controls that I have in WK2. Vivo V8. Okay. I'll just see WK2. This is value contract material specific. Now you have a different screen here. Okay, you have a different screen here, and procedure indicator value contract, it is pricing procedure indicator Y, and you have this section gets updated here. You have this section gets okay, you don't see the other section, whether it is a warning or error. You don't see it in at a document type level. You see it in item category level. But the only difference at order type level is WK1, screen sequence group. Okay, now let us go and create value contract material specific VA41. You will not have a class tomorrow and Sunday, and I will immediately upload this recording. Go through this, get habituated with all these item categories what we have discussed: inquiry, quotation, order, third party, IPO. Just get familiarized with the terminologies: credit memo request, debit memo request, quantity contract, value contract general, value contract material specific. Okay, I want you to have these item categories on your fingertips. In the sense, I don't want because we have not discussed controls, but at least you should be able to recollect. If it is a credit memo request, my item category is G2N. At least up to that part, get trained yourself when we connect on Monday. Okay, now just I'll create VA41. Observe the difference between WK1 and WK2. Just change here WK2. So here what it says, it is pretty much specific to a material. That means this material 1 up to 10,000 I have an agreement. For material 2 I have an agreement up to 20,000. Okay, this is how that is the reason it is called material relevant. So here what we are trying to tell is, in previous case we have not specified any specific material. Okay, what is the value? We have specified for group of material what is the value, but here we have an option. For material 1 this is the agreed value, for material 2 this is the agreed value. So that is the main difference. Just go by the word material related value contract or material relevant value contract. Now let us go and create. This is a customer. Here I will take 3 materials. Okay, 2 materials, V1 and V2. I would say up to 10,000. This is also up to 10,000 value. I have agreement with the customer. Now let us go and see. So material V1 10,000 value starting from today. Okay, as I said, there is an issue with my system. Okay, now just I will say this is total value of the contract is this. I will save. My contract number is 222. I will refer this contract for creating an order. VA01, create with reference contract. The contract number is 222. I want every one of you to practice this, especially these 3 types of contracts. Copy. See, by default it is not taking to another screen. By default it has prompted, it has updated. Now let me put some value here. Okay, let us assume we have used 3000 here for line item 1. Let us assume I have used another 3000 here. Now I am entering a new material which is not there in my value contract material specific, this one. Okay, now for this also I am entering some, it is already there 2000. Now I am saving. Now what is the impact of this? What is the impact of this in your value contract material specific? Go to VA42, go here, see, it will only update the value of the materials which are used while creating this contract. Clear? Any doubt? Okay, so value contract material specific means you will tell what is the material and what is the value. You will specify for which material what is the value you should be using, for which material what is the value you should be using. Okay, so that is the reason the name has given as value. This is material relevant. Material relevant means you will tell what are the materials. Okay, what are the materials, okay, that are relevant for this value contract. Okay, WK1 and WK2, is it clear for everyone? Okay, as I said, revise yesterday's recording and today's recording at least 2 to 3 times and practice every field that we have discussed. Practice every field that we have discussed. So that is the reason, just I am not going further now. Okay, so just what we have learned in item category in Vivo V7, just go to your KMN standard, or maybe the standard item category in TAN, go here. Okay, we only discussed completion. Why there is no completion rule here? Why I don't see any value? Why there is no completion rule for 10?
But here there is no any like pressing document to create that one, no?
I have quotation.
Okay.
I
But quotation level we have no. But
I have explained the reason for this.
Completion rule is only for the contracts.
Only for?
contracts,
And
pre-sales.
quotation.
Then why there is a doubt? Click on F1. We have discussed this completion rule is only we will use for quotation and contracts. So that is the reason you don't see this completion rule for standard item category. Okay. Now in completion rule, we understood when we have to use this A, when we have to use B, okay, when we have to use C, and when we have to use E. Okay, D is just generally there is some advanced concept like master contract, so that is the reason just I am not getting into it, but all other values we know. Okay, this is for quantity contract and this is for value contract. Clear? Okay, I will stop today with only expectation that you would come on Monday revising every field whatever we have discussed so far on item categories. So how many sessions we had on item categories? Just a minute, let me check. Vivo V7. Okay, today is the third session. Okay, we will have another 4-5 sessions only on item categories, because we are going to discuss all these fields just like how we have discussed completion rule. Okay, we will discuss everything. Okay, maybe we would finish item categories by next week, and on all probabilities we will have a session on Saturday, or when do you want to have session? On 7th or on 14th? So is there anyone in the group who has got holiday only on second Saturday, or any Saturday is comfortable for them?
On the 7th is not okay, but I have some personal works
Okay.
on that day.
Okay.
Can you please take on 14th? That is okay, fine for me.
Okay.
I will be available.
I know even there is one other guy, Satish, who has who is comfortable only on second Saturdays. So we will have session on 14th. Okay, not on 7th. So we will try to complete. So guys, understand. So here now we are discussing every field again and again, but now when we come to this, okay, see here, if you see here, without your knowing, just we have almost understood 50% what is credit memo request. We have almost understood what is debit memo request. Here we have even understood what about contracts. Okay, so again when we discuss this, I will not again come and show you what is Vivo V8 controls that are there. I will not repeat everything in detail, but at that time I would say for this the control is there in header, that's it. So at that time when we discuss this, you should be in a position to recollect what is the control that is there in Vivo V8 for QC. What is the control that is there in Vivo V7 for KMN. So by the time we reach here, you should be able to recollect everything. You should be able to recollect. That is the reason this section I said is heart of SD. And out of all this, again, your item categories is very much important. So there is no excuse if you say I cannot recollect or you pronounce the phrase wrong. There is no excuse. Okay. If you want to excel in your SAP SD career, if you're strong in these fundamentals, if you're strong in these basics, you can do anything in this and you can do anything in this. So please pay more attention. Use the next 2 days very wisely. I'm going to upload even today's recording. Okay, in Excel I have not maintained anything new. okay, for today's session. Just we have discussed, that's it. So I'm going to upload even today's recording, so just make use of next 2 days. Okay, we all are here to learn SAP. So I already told you in my first class itself, I want your next 140 days, and I want you people only to focus on SAP. SAP should be the only priority for you guys. Okay, after 140 days, just dedicate these 140 days for SAP, and rest of your life SAP will take care of you. Okay, SAP will take care of you. Okay, so that's it from my end. I'll not take much because I want you people to revise.
I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
In value contract general, we can use assortment module for specifying the material, right? Uh, in value contracts, specific material specific, we can only the difference we can mention the price in material wise, right?
Yes.
That's only the
Yes,
difference.
it is for the
So why
complete
SAP
group in
have
the previous, but it is for each material we maintain the value. See here.
the value?
Yes,
Okay.
each material here. In previous case, for a group I have maintained 10,000 for that particular group of materials in assortment module. Either you can use material 1 and use 10,000, or you can use all the materials put together 10,000. But here for material A, this is the value. For material B, okay, this is 10,000, this is 5,000. You can have a target value that is specific to a material. So that is the reason it is material specific contract based on the value. Clear?
Okay.
So by Monday,
Okay, clear, sir.
yeah, by Monday you should have comfort on all this. Okay, just I'll show you, I'll take you to that screen. There is one all-in-one. So slowly, just we are trying to cover most of the things. So just practice. We now know what is QC. We now know what is WK1 and WK2. What is the difference between these? What is the transaction? Condition category. We have item categories here maintained. Okay, we know what is the difference, okay, in each of these item categories, and we will understand as we progress why this is blank. Okay, why this and this is blank? Where is the control? Where is the control?
In the item category level, that control is the schedule and controls.
I didn't ask
Order
about,
control.
I didn't ask about these two.
But there is any
V8.
delivery billing, no?
Yes, in Vivo V8, either for QC or WK1 or WK2, we didn't maintain information related to shipping or billing. Clear?
Yes.
So that is a configuration. Tomorrow or Monday we will understand why we didn't maintain it. Okay, so not only what we have maintained or where we have maintained, but you should also know why we have not maintained, or if it is maintained, why we have maintained. That also we'll understand. We'll understand that on Monday. Okay, if I talk, if I keep going like this, I'll go till 9:30. So just I'll stop it for